I'm just trying to get you. Okay, all I'm seeing is the one right there. Just Melissa is everything.
As soon as I walked in, I'm like, oh,
What is your where?
I don't know which way, but it's ridiculous.
All right, everybody, welcome.
That's what
Is
I
that
heard.
maybe
So
she
it's
is?
both of us.
They have a nice break.
But again, they all gravitate to the back. Who's doing all the And just a reminder, anything you say in here can will be heard in the internet. You see the green lights up there? That means the microphones are listening and it goes everywhere. So, and then it helps us to get the sound out so everybody on the satellite locations can hear better. So notice this name. We might be changing team holder meetings to called stakeholder meetings because you all are owners of what we're doing here. So that's something we're looking at changing as time goes by. So probably third quarter will have some interesting changes there. But first off, you gotta know who you're sitting next to. And if you're in the interworld, you gotta send a direct message to somebody. So you have 1 minute to find somebody you don't know and say hi. Ready? All right, that's probably my favorite part of things, is that everybody gets to meet somebody new, and it just goes crazy for a second. Okay, so today there are 3 different things going on, and number 1, look at this screen and how full this is getting. We have so many vendors and associates or affiliates that are becoming part of our family here, and today was a guest day where they could come in and find out something about us too. So this is gonna be hard. We're just gonna have to go around the room. If you're
Why don't we start here and work our way
if
back?
you're a normal vendor or a guest, we want you to stand up and introduce yourself so everybody in here can meet you.
Start with you, my friend.
Jeff Johnson with U Mortgage. And I was cracking up that you had Pitch Perfect up there on the screen earlier. My daughters one time wanted to go to a movie and I said, what do you want to see? And they said, Pitch Perfect. And I said, great, I've been wanting to see that Clint Eastwood baseball movie. And we got to the movie and it was like, the movie had started, I was like, when are they gonna get to a baseball movie? So it always cracks me up when I see the movie.
All right. Everybody, I'm John. I'm with Legal Land Title. If you can't find us, just look behind the building. Pretty easy to find. Kind of starting some new stuff over there, so be watching on your calendars for our name to pop up. Thank you.
Next.
It's just gonna have to be honor system.
There she is.
Rachel's the one that can find everybody and point
Hi,
exactly.
I'm Christina Ferrante with 417 Home Loans. I'm your lending lady for life. I'm really excited about all the DPAs that we have. I will tell you, you guys have heard about Restore SGF, the $9,000 grant. I will tell you that in just 1 month, they have 50. We've went through 20 as a community. So there's only 30 left. So if people want to use that, hustle the biscuits and get them under contract.
All right, next row. There's Jess.
Jess Bowman, Bowman Insurance Group. We're just here to help you guys with any and all insurance needs. We do everything from personal, commercial, everything. So we're just here to be part of the team and help you guys out.
Casey Cooper with Summit Lending. If you have any lending needs or anything, just give us a call. We always have your best interest.
Cindy Suttle with Great American Title. I'm sorry Christy's not here. Great is in the name. We've got locations throughout the Ozarks to help you. If your current company's not getting it done for you, give us a call. I know we will gotcha. Thank you.
Adequate American title would just not work.
Yeah, adequate. Adam.
Adam McGrath with Comparion Insurance Agency, and we always appreciate helping your home buyers.
Sorry, I'm so short, I can't see that far back.
But I'll go. Derek Cheney, home loan expert with Mid-Missouri Bank, conveniently located right across the parking lot for all of your home loan needs.
Oh, there he is, I see him.
Garrett Dollins, Viridian Title, where we close deals and open opportunities. Also, I just want to plug something really quick. I'm part of the YPN through the GSBOR. We have a golf tournament that we put on annually now. And so we're getting ready to send out the flyer for that. So be on the lookout for that. We're trying to make it bigger and better every year. We raised $6,000 the first year, $10,000 last year, and our goal is $20,000 this year. So we're going to need everybody's help to be able to do that. So look out for a flyer coming soon for that. So
where's the money going? Is there a special one?
so every year we pick a different charitable organization. We don't have that set. We're setting that this meeting. We've done our Care Fund the last 2 years, which has been an awesome partnership. There's a possibility we may still do that, or we may split. If we can raise $20,000, we can get a couple different charities, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so we'll see. So, but there should be some information for that soon. So.
All right, now I'm lost because I really cannot see in the back.
Anybody in the
So
back?
just pop up. Who's back there?
Gabe.
Nobody? All right, Carl? Oh, I caught you mid-drink.
I mean, mid-drink. Gotta have my, dark cherry kombucha for, it helps with gout.
Okay, hey, the more you know, friends.
Carl McDougall, Dog Salon Home Inspection. Your one-stop shop, hopefully, for all your home inspection needs for your clients. Single man operation, so if you call, I answer the phone. You book an inspection, I'm the one that's gonna show up, so you get the same quality every time, so. thank you.
Awesome. Everybody.
And I don't see any online.
Okay.
So we did want to say, one reason we had the invite today is, we love having vendors and affiliates here as part of our family. And as agents, they're here to help you. So if you have a question on something, catch them after a team meeting, or that's why they're here. And if you're a new vendor, we'd love to have you talk with Nicole about getting some more of the info on that. And we also have a thing coming up called the SPC, Strategic Partners Coffee. That is Thursday, May 23rd, 9 a.m. at Classic Rock. So that's another time when Venice Knight, who's our ALC Strategic Partners leader, can get with you and give you more info on that. But the more we have in here, the more it helps everybody. And I think you'll find we're a kind of a fun family to be around. So again, thank you. Let's give all of our vendors a round of applause. They've started becoming their own little family too. So 2 weeks ago, they decided they need their own culture award. And you know what? I've been spelling it wrong.
Culture?
Yes, no. They call it the Vindi,
Ah.
and I had EE on it, but apparently it's more Italian. So it's the Vindi. Like a
Fragile.
Venti. Yes. So Garrett was the winner last week. Who was our winner this week?
That's the cutest trophy I've ever seen.
I
yeah.
have my daughter McKinley with me today. Bubby had a doctor's appointment, so. That's right. So this week, I'm gonna give it to somebody who is always here, does a great job helping his clients all the time. I personally have had loans through him, so Derek Cheney.
By the way, I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
It's Haley.
Haley with Onward.
Everyone, happy Tuesday. Haley with Onward. Just wanted to come and say Katya is putting together some fun new little marketing things. So hopefully when she gets all that finished up, I'll be able to tell you all about them. Different packages for social media, newsletters, all kinds of things coming your way. But reminder as always, we do transaction coordination, marketing management, sign running, and closing gift baskets.
Agents, how many of you love sitting down doing the paperwork? No, leverage it off. Use these different things to get you freed up for the things that are gonna be more money making for you. That's the reason for these different services, is so you can have more time doing what matters.
Leverage.
Yes, not matters meaning what you're better at. Let's say it that way. All right, every week we talk about our MVV, VRP. This week it is our vision, which is?
Vision is to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers, clients.
I like the word clients because
Yeah.
customer is when you buy something from them. Client means you're helping them through a transition of something. So I like that idea of a client. You are more fiduciarily, that's a new
Just
word.
making up words, friends.
That's right.
That's not a word. Yeah, so do that. Be
Yes.
bad.
All right, every week we do have a culture winner from the agents also. Do you want to read it or do you want us to?
You want us to read
Okay.
it? All right, so what Carrie said was, when I think about KW and what makes us different, it is very hard not to associate all things with people. The people make KW. Oh, Carrie, well written. Okay. The people uphold the standards of KW. KW is full of amazingly wonderful people. The person I chose this week is someone that many agents in and out of KW lean on. He is a great person who is always making time to help anyone. If he doesn't know the answer, he tells you who to visit and they will know the answer. His spirit is contagious and he has a desire to learn and teach. I choose Blake Cook. Blake Cook, he embodies all things KW. You deserve this, buddy. All right, 417, get them phones out.
He's not here, so you need to text him. Congratulations.
417-379-8963. I'll write it down while you move on.
Okay. I'm glad you could read my handwriting.
I'm well worked.
Did you know we are full of culture today? So last week was the Harmony House Hero, they call it the Purple Party, and Maren Dowell was our winner. So they had different agents from different places that were trying to raise money. She was the top winner. She raised $4,660. So we wanted to congratulate her also on that. And more culture, Red Day. These are some of our Red Day people in here.
Red Day, Red Day.
Mhm.
What you got, friend, back there?
Red Day is coming up May 9th. Get signed up. Links are about to come out. I think we're sending out text, but it's like time to do that. It's not too late for people to want to get involved. So the bowling event was a great success. Thank you guys all for donating. So yeah.
I don't know if you all know, we've raised over $40,000 so far for the Dream Center.
That's huge.
Just going towards their projects, they had it in mind to have an admin fund because they really need to help their people. So it was like perfect how it worked out.
But we need your help. We need you to sign up for it so we know how many people are gonna be there. So you can see the QR code up here. If you're online, you have the QR code or the link. But if you're planning on going, don't wait till the last minute. We need to know ahead of time. So please scan this. If you've got a team or a group of people or friends, and they don't have to be KW people, anybody can come help with this. So get on there. We'll have a lunch for you. The shirts are in, so we'll be handing those out soon.
They are big boxes. Yes,
And
sir.
special shout out to our sponsors, Trendsetter, Crawling Kite, did a huge part of everybody else that participated, all the title companies in here. So thank you guys.
Very cool. All right, on to the fun stuff. Jim, what do we have on the broker update? Everybody's perfect.
Fantastic.
For you.
There may be one.
Your favorite phone call.
All right, reminder, Continuing Ed is coming up. We do have the CE cheat code, so if you like doing it online, the code is KW 1024. It gets you the entire packet of stuff for $48. And I think we have a fair housing class actually coming live.
Yep,
in
we'll get
May.
more info on that, but yeah, the fair housing class live in person will be great. This is how I do my CE every time it comes around. It's easy, it's fast. It gets me the information I need and gets me compliant very quickly. So I highly recommend
Can I
it.
tell that story myself?
Sure,
I typically do the same classes every 2 years.
don't do that. Don't do that. That's not how
Because-
that is designed to do.
I'm getting
Very
educated.
repetitive. No.
It takes me several times to figure something out.
There's also a 2-day accredited buyer class at the Gisborne office. It's the 13th and the 14th, I think, and it's free and it's 9 hours of elective CE.
There you go.
And I believe NAR put that out for free as an online thing too.
Right, but this one you can go to and get your CE as well and.
I don't think the NAR one, you get your CE from it. Yeah.
Got it, okay. In a little bit, you're gonna learn all about how to deal with buyers too. This is gonna be fun. Okay.
Just a reminder make sure that you are doing your fair housing, because that is the core class that is required, but also do your code of ethics, because that will also be due in the next probably 2 years, because that is due every 3 years. So do code of ethics as well as your fair housing.
And that's a weird cycle they started last time. Your CE is every 3 and your other stuff
Ethics is
2.
every 3.
So that's
CE
it,
is-
yeah. So it's gonna be really weird. Jim, you had something?
Why would the ABR be good when we're trying to move forward with the lawsuits, et cetera?
I think it will help you get the knowledge on how to present yourself, which again, we're gonna learn a lot of that today. Because I think a lot of people were just rushing through all that stuff to get an offer written quickly. And I think that course will help you understand some of the things that go on with it.
ABR stand for, Michael?
Accredited Buyer's Representative.
There you go.
Yep. Just like CRS does not mean what you all think it does, it's Certified Residential Specialist. It's not can't remember stuff.
Moving on.
Yes.
Hey, how's the market?
The market, okay, this got interesting this weekend. Numbers jumped. Look at last week on Soma, we had 443 new listings. This week, 514. The
So you're
other,
saying there's inventory out
the
there?
inventory jumped almost 100 in GSBOR. Here's one reason why I think. Look at the number of new contracts. Except in the rural areas, they dropped quite a bit. I think more things are coming on and buyers are getting slower to decide on something. Here's compared to last year. So again, that's telling you compared to last week. So look at last year. Last year we had 392 new listings in SoHo. This week, 514. So we're still getting more and more inventory there to choose from. GSBR 251 compared to 326. 44 homes did go under contract in 1 day or less. So you should probably move on with your listing. Price it right.
Yeah, I would definitely price that.
If you price it right, it will still get that quick activity. So you gotta realize that it's still gonna be there. Here's the number that really jumped on me though. 1472 active listings in GSBR last Monday. And one time on Sunday, because I was so bored, I looked at the stats just for fun. It was at 1572. So it was 100 more, but to me, that means that some of them went under contract during that last part of Sunday. But we had 1,560 listings. And like I said, I've got these highlighted in blue because that's the next lowest number we had. I think we're gonna hit 1,700 by this year.
I tell you what, I look at these ones in gray, 138, and we're now at 1560, like, friends, we're getting through it.
And the gray ones though are a little skewed.
Well, yeah,
That's when I
slightly.
first started doing this and I wasn't counting like the pending ones. So
Even
it's-
if they were skewed by 500, that is still a huge jump.
That's true.
So,
Yeah. So there are still, people still need us. There are still buyers and sellers out there that are needing help with things. Okay, realtor stuff from the board. You get this every Sunday, so we just glance through it quickly. We do have advisors, or they're called ambassadors now. That's a great video or picture they did there. These are our people who have info on board happening. So if you have a question, you can get with these people anytime. This is the calendar of stuff going on, not just same old fair housing class. There's plenty there to get your stuff done in time. Broker Bay, okay.
it's been a
Broker,
hot topic for
it
some
really
people.
has. And we're gonna, so if you activate your Broker Bay
Account.
thank you. My mouth will work. You go into a drawing if you do it by April 30th. And a lot of people said, I don't want to use Broker Bay because I still want to contact my clients. You still do. In fact, we're gonna have our own class on Broker Bay, May 14th at 10:30. So here's how I set it up. The minute something goes live, you gotta wait 2 hours for it to syndicate to Broker Bay. They still call us. We put it into the system and then it asks for feedback afterwards. It helps you organize the showings, but you're still the one talking to your clients. That's one way to use it. There's multiple, so.
Let me
they're
make a suggestion. If you have feelings one way or another, or no feelings at all, I highly recommend you come to this class, right? Come to the class, learn about it. As a buyer's agent, you need knowledge on Broker Bay because some listing agents are gonna require that you set up your showings through that. So come to the class, come check it out. It'll be good knowledge, I promise you
Yep,
that.
and it's right here in the training center. Okay, another class coming up, the webinar on MLS subscriptions. These stats we posted in the GSBR page. This is GSBR stats, so you got the video, it's great info to use. Save the date, the affiliate expo is always fun. It's at the Field House this year.
Oh.
First time they've ever done an event there, so it's gonna be kind of fun. Calendar for the month.
Oh, calendar for the month.
Look.
Okay, we're here. You're at team meeting. Nicole, you've got smart plans at 11:45 today, right? Yep. And then tomorrow we've got contracts classes with both brokers. We got buyers at 11, and then we've got, well, Jim, what are you gonna talk about? Which sellers?
Contracts,
Just contracts in general?
Res 2000.
3 hours, so.
Yeah, so I would just block off your Wednesday to have a core training day. Everybody, we really, really, really need to be at these contracts classes, okay? You cannot just rely on practicing in the moment, calling a friend, your mentor, your coach, whomever, go to these classes. It's non-negotiable, you gotta do it.
And then ALC meeting is Thursday morning. Everyone's welcome to attend that and see what goes on there with making decisions on the market center. And then Value Squared with Jason Abrams, Jay Papson, probably Gary Keller, streaming live down here that day. And then Wealth Building, Friday morning. There's all kinds of stuff to help you not just grow as an agent, but grow your whole life and everything.
And if I can say really quick, if
Yes.
you're overwhelmed at all the classes and all the offerings, pick what speaks to you and what you need to grow your business forward and do contracts.
There's two ways I
That's
look
really
at that.
important.
There's two ways I look at that. How many of you have ever gone to Battlefield Mall? Nobody? Have you ever gone to all 157 stores in there? No, you go to the ones you need right now. Look at our classes like that. It's the same as going to a buffet. Nobody told you to eat everything. Get the things you need right now, okay? But we have so much stuff to help you get where you're going, but don't let it overwhelm you. Pick the things for right now. Always go by food court, get the free chicken as you walk out, and then go on with your life.
And last thought, Sprint Ignite is going to be May 13th. It's Ignite condensed into 1 week with yours truly.
Yay.
So there will be more information on that in a sign-up sheet going out this week.
And guess what? Something else fun is coming up.
What?
We'll watch the video.
I want it now and I ain't never gonna back down. I am no regular citizen. Do you understand what you're witnessing? You cannot tell what the difference is. I want it all and I'm winning it.
This has been an amazing experience.
AW Mega Agent Camp.
Mega Camp is a place you need to be.
You have got to understand the truth about real estate. If you do the work, it will happen.
It's local content, deep human connection.
We're going to figure out a business model.
If you're here in this room today and you have not posted that you're at Mega Camp, then shame on you.
That's a throwdown.
Mega Agent Camp is much more intimate than family reunion. There's only 8,000 people. It is August 12th through 15th, and this is a game changer with helping you figure out the systems to run your business. What is it exactly? This will tell you. It is real estate's leading agent education training event designed for agents at every level. MAC, which is the short abbreviation for Mega Agent Camp, centers on lively main stage conversation with top producing agents from across KW. And I would bet you we'll have 5 to 10 people from our market center presenting there. We always do. So just be aware of that. 8,000 plus people. Okay, early bird pricing ends April 30th. I wish it was going a little longer on that, but they've just put that out. Here's the current pricing, $659, then after April 30th, jumps to $799, then the last chance. How about if you could get a ticket for free? Anybody interested in that?
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have a promotion to help you get other agents there and get you a free ticket. So that should be coming out hopefully by next week. But we wanna have a lot of people go to this because it's a game changer and a life changer for you. Also, last night, just for kicks, I looked on there for flights. You can get them as low as about $513. Most of them for those days were $600. And if,
Sorry.
well, that's, you joke, but guess what? If there's enough people that are interested in driving there, because by the time you get to an airport 2 hours early, you get to Dallas, you get stuck in weather for 4 hours, then you go on, you could drive to Austin the same amount of time. If there's enough people interested, I will drive it. Okay?
So wait. You can get a free ticket and a ride?
Ronnie says, is that an incentive or is that a detraction?
Yeah.
So
Could be a detour for sure.
if there's an interest in that, we will do a party van and we'll get everybody down there.
Love it.
But it is worth it to get down there and we can still leave the same day. So we were talking about CRS, ABR. If you ever look at my email signature, it says BME, MM, CDL. Bachelor of Music Education, Master's in Music, I'm trained to do this, and commercial driver's license. Those are the 3 designations I put on there.
Trying to do this.
Yes.
I did work at an airport once and I brought in.
Oh, I could
planes.
do that too.
I had the
Did
big
you
box and
really?
everything. I did. I've done a
Wow.
lot of things, but we'll talk about that later. We got bigger
Okay.
things to talk about.
So who can you invite? We will have a promotional coming out soon on that, but Mega Camp is a big game changer thing for you. Nicole, what do you have from the tech world for us?
Yeah, so there was a lot of really exciting updates that came out the last week. You will always notice these like on your dashboard. There's like what's coming up or what came up this past week. And I just kind of take those and put them here. So repeating tasks for opportunities has been released for both desktop and mobile. There is a new update for your Command mobile app, so go ahead and go to your app store and update that. And then social authentication is now available on a bunch of different KW technology. But yeah, don't forget that I do have tech office hours every Monday at 10. I'm down in the training center. Come on down and then stay for some more lead generation. Don't forget Monday Morning Madness. You can get both of them there. And you can just sit there, and if you're like, oh, I ran into a problem, come sit with me and I'll help fix it. Okay?
We will,
Okay.
we will help you with anything to get your real estate business going. All right, session 2 for today. We're in what's called the Greater Heartland region, which is Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, 5-state region. And they do regional awards each year. And last week we were up in St. Louis and they presented everybody that was in the top 10 of each different category. And we have several of our people that were recognized there. We wanted to recognize them again here. I think most of them already got their trophies, but a couple didn't. So we'll make sure you get those out
Yeah,
also.
if you're here, we'll do that for sure.
So the first award they gave was Group Gross Commission Income, and number 2 in the area was Grady Real Estate. Number 8 in Team GCI was Red Smiley.
There he is back there.
Okay, I was hoping so because I didn't see it this morning. So what is the difference in a team and a group? A team is one agent and or admin. No, that's an individual.
Team is 2.
Team is 2,
A group
group
is
is 3
3
or more.
I let him just go through it and then I'll just jump in and correct it. Thank you, Carrie.
That's why
Appreciate that.
surround yourself with people smarter than you and life goes on very well. Okay, so that's why there's the difference between a team and a group. Okay, group units. Number 10 was Holt Homes Group. Number 8 in group units was Litton Keats Real Estate. Number 1 across the whole region in group units was Grady Real Estate. Number 4 in team units was Capon Team. Dusty, come on up here. So Dusty had a close, he's actually based out of Seymour, does a lot of things over in that area. He had a closing this morning at 9, said, "Hey, come right in." Thank you so much. So. You know what?
Gonna collect all the
We-
awards.
We got to thinking, when you're out on a rodeo or a rodeo. An auction rodeo, they're about the same. They are, yeah, okay. It's really difficult to have that trophy there with you. Yeah. So we thought maybe there needs to be something else for you. Yeah. And as a thank you for being our Red Day auction for the last several years. Oh, man. I'm gonna try not to cry, but I'll be.
Oh,
that's
pretty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you again so much. Yes.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. And you didn't even have to kiss me this time.
No.
I didn't know until I started this project that you can actually get a customized belt buckle somewhere. So
I think
I'm
I'd like
excited.
one. I'd like a really big one.
We'll call Molly's Custom Silver and we'll see what we can get there. All right, and Market Center Profit Share and Owner Profit, number 2 in the entire region, Greater Springfield. Also had 2 people who were put into the Keller Williams Hall of Fame. Number 1 was Dan Holt as an OP. Number 2 was Rachel Watson. And what's interesting, you cannot get in as an OP unless you have an MCA or a TL that gets in first. So Rachel could hold this over Dan for life. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this a real estate company?
Yeah, this is Claire with Grady Real Estate. How can I help you?
Hey Claire, this is Mike. I'm here in front of 1619 East Independence, and this is the coolest house. Can I go look
Tell
at
her we
it?
need to get in right now.
We need to get in right now.
Right now.
Oh, you need to get in right now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about your home search while I get that house pulled up.
Well, we're not really looking for a house. We just drove by this one. We thought it was cool.
I like the trees. Tell her I like the
Okay.
Oh,
trees.
she likes the trees.
Oh, you like the
So-
trees?
So we'd like to
Awesome.
look at it right now.
Awesome. Well, you could be doing anything today. Why are you out looking at houses?
We were just out on a country drive and we went by and we saw this and we're like, wow.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
I have it. Okay, okay. Have you talked to a bank yet?
No, why would we do that?
You haven't talked to a bank yet?
No. You have to do that to buy a house?
A bank?
Yeah, yeah. Have you, do you own a house currently or are you renting?
We own a house.
Okay, great. Great. Do you have any idea if you need to sell to buy first?
We don't have great trees on it though.
You don't have good trees, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, very good. Well, do you need to sell to buy?
We don't know. Do you have to do that? Can you just buy another house?
I think I wanna rent the one with the bad trees.
Okay.
Okay, so we might rent that one and just buy this new one.
Okay, well, very good, very good. Well, I think there's a couple things we may need to do before we go look at the house. Do you have time to come in the office real quick and sit down and meet with Carrie Wersch, our lead buyer's agent, and then we can show you the house afterwards?
I've heard her name.
I've heard her name. I don't have time, but do you?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need to do that before we look at the house?
Yeah, yeah, but I would actually need both of you to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, if you're both part of
I'll
the
cancel what I'm doing
transaction.
then. Tell her I'll
Okay,
cancel.
well, we really want
This
this
is
house,
Okay.
so
Okay, awesome. So could you be here in, let's say, an hour?
I could be there right now.
Okay. Well, we will see you soon. We'll get you set up with Carrie, and then we'll probably have to get you set up with the lender as well.
Okay, and you can do that right now?
We'll do that right now, and then we'll show you the house afterwards.
Right here at this table?
Right now.
Awesome, let's do that.
Okay.
Everybody, welcome Carrie Wersch. Overhead your chair.
Send them there.
My water, my coffee.
You need your coffee? Yeah, don't sit in that chair.
Nope, I'm not gonna.
That's why it's by the trash can.
Hi.
Hi.
You've changed this on me like 5 times, so I really don't know what we're doing, but it'll be fine.
Yes.
So what are we doing?
So basically, the idea is too many people just want to go show the house without getting into what the forms need to be done. So if you could do is pretend like the situation just came up. I know it's a long conversation you have with people. But the big thing we want to see is what do you do to explain and show your value and how you get them through the form.
Okay.
I
So,
know that's a lot.
and
Okay.
I may just kind of like go away from that a little bit. too.
Perfect.
But I think that the big thing is that, we've got to slow the process down. And when we do that, we actually speed it up, right? Whenever we are a Pop-Tart, whenever we run and jump, we basically teach people how to treat us, right? So who's in control from there on? I'm not, right? And so what happens is if they don't understand the process and we don't set expectations, then they are in the driver's seat and everything goes wrong, right? So the whole point of the strategy session is to set expectations of what the process is gonna be so that you are the professional and not the pleaser, right? I always say, I am a professional, I am not a pleaser. And you don't go to a listing appointment and put a house on the market if you don't have paperwork signed. You can't do it. So what are the things that you do during your listing appointment that you could just basically turn into your strategy session? That's what you need to look at. So how long do you prepare for your listing appointment, right? Do you just show up?
I hope not. I hope
Do you have comps? What else do you do? Like, think about it. And you want to take that listing appointment and that listing strategy session and turn it into a buy side, right? And be the professional and not the pleaser. When I go on a strategy session, I'm prepared. I know who the people are. I know usually I know if they're approved already. I know their price range. So that way, whenever they come in, I can be that professional and I can talk to them about the market and make them understand what they're walking into as a buyer that's $250,000 in this market, right? I'm slowing everything down, which ultimately builds value, which is the word, right? Like in 2020, the word drove me crazy was pivot. I'm like, if I hear pivot one more time. Now it's value. Every single class that's being taught is what is my value proposition as a buyer's agent? And if you don't know, then you need to go deep dive and figure out what that is. And so everybody thinks that the strategy session thing doesn't work, and it's only because you're not willing to commit to do it, right? One of the things I have written down that I love so much is, we do the things at a high standard consistently. There's no secret sauce in what, you know, top teams, top agents do. They're just willing to do consistent things over and over again. It's amazing how quickly we forget the things that work when we stop doing them, right? We talk about the market, and we talk about the things that we did during the times of whenever it was drinking from a fire hose and the buyers were coming to us and it didn't matter who showed the house and we were just writing multiple offers. What are the things that you were doing during that time that you're not doing anymore? And I think that what's crazy is that why everybody is so conflicted and so scared right now is because the things that they were learning how to do in 2017, 18, and 19, when the market was where it is now, they stopped doing because 2020, 21, 22 were easy. It's true. You didn't have to go find leads. The leads found you. You didn't have to do a CMA. You walked in and you said, you pick the price. It'll sell for over that, right? You didn't have to do your job. And I think that that is like what I'm hearing from everyone, that we've got to get back to the foundations. We've got to treat every single client with respect and professionalism because we're moving into a professionals market. We basically have 68 days to prepare for July to find out what the DOJ is going to do. And most of you, most people, most agents are just waiting. But are you changing the things that you're doing in your business now to be prepared, right? So start now with building out what your listing presentation is for buyers. What is it? And write it down. How are you showing up? How are you prepared? And make them come and meet with you in person. They will do it. It's a limiting belief that you think that they won't. I've sold 70 buyers already this year. They've all come and met with me in person. They've all signed an agreement and they've all gone and looked at me, gone and looked with our team, you know, after it's signed. So I think that for me, the strategy session is broken down into the key points that I want to discuss with my clients, and I have a path of how I want to do it. To me, it's all about them and their family, and we make sure that we have both decision makers there to meet with you in person, right? I start off with, I call it a buyer DNA, you know, and that basically is whatever your minimum standards of questions are is what you need to have documented. Whatever your minimum standards of the questions that you're going to ask your buyers is what you need to have documented. And then you can build on it from there, right? It doesn't, everybody always says, can I have your DNA sheet? That's so lazy. Like build your own, get to know people, right?
So as you're visiting with them, you have the list of questions in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know what their occupation is. I want to know, you know, and I don't say what's your occupation, of course, I don't. You know, what's really important to you about this location? Are we trying to be within a specific, you know, specific timeframe of your work? Oh, really? Okay, great. What do you do? Where do you work? You know, and sometimes they won't tell me where they work. They'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm at 44 in division, right? So, and I write that down. I'm trying to qualify them as, like, we're pre-qualifying them in every aspect. And another miss is that when you're showing the property, you're always pre-qualifying your client, right? We don't walk in and we don't say, this is the kitchen, here's the back door. They know where the kitchen is. They know where the garage is. We're asking them questions like, you know, how's everything going with work? Has anything changed? Oh my gosh, you got a raise? That's great. Do we need to revisit you with the lender? Oh my gosh, you're pregnant. Okay, wait, hold on. Your timing just completely changed, right? We're pre-qualifying them the entire time in the house. We don't open the door and just let them go in and be like, do you want to write an offer? Right? Be a professional. This is a professionals market and it will show up, you guys. The people that are not professionals, it's going to show up really quick. Market share, it's going to show up really quick. I'm finding out who their lender is. If they're not pre-approved, which most people, we want to have them pre-approved or we have their proof of funds whenever they come and meet with us. Just because I want to understand what their buying power is. Do they have to sell a house? Do they have to buy a house? And then it's all about the guts. What's the wants, the needs, you know, all the stuff. People, I always say people don't know necessarily what they want, especially first-time home buyers, but they always know what they don't want, right? So start there, okay? So once you've got all those pre-qualifications and you feel like you guys have known each other, and here's the other thing is ask questions and listen. And then go 3 deeper, right? Phil Jones says, people do things for their own reasons, not yours. And when they feel like you're doing something for your own reasons, it's not gonna work, right? He always says too, that because the fact that you said blank, the reason you need to, is the reason why you need to do this, right? We're listening to what they're saying, and then we're telling them, you know, because of the fact that you're pregnant and your time frame has really moved up, we probably need to, you know, accelerate our search. You know, we need to have those conversations, and then you become more relatable, and then people want to talk to you, right? It's all about building value is the whole point of the strategy session. So if you have a team, you've got to set the stage of what that team expectation is. But then I think it's really important that you know, once you find out their wants and needs analysis, you're then telling them what the process is from what that looks like next. One of the things that I have in my strategy session is my hours of operation, right? How many of you have that you give to people?
So you tell them when we'll
Yeah.
be looking at houses?
No, I'm telling them when I'm available.
Okay.
So
Setting boundaries.
I'm setting boundaries. I am a professional, not a pleaser, and you're not gonna call me on Sunday at 9 o'clock and I'm gonna answer the phone. I always said that, I said this one time, where I was like, you don't call a surgeon on Saturday at 6 o'clock and expect them to answer the phone. And Adam punched me in the gut and he said, seriously, that's a little harsh. He said, you don't call your groomer at 6 o'clock on a Saturday and expect them to answer. So why do we do it, right? If you have a family, and people will respect those boundaries. I have had people be like, oh my gosh, this is serious if you're calling me past this, right? Because I never, ever do that.
But it's because you said that in the beginning and they
Mhm.
understand it, because you can't reel them in after you've jumped all
No,
over
you
the
can't. The
place.
second that you answer your phone at 9 o'clock on a Sunday, you will be answering your phone at 9 o'clock every night, right? We teach people how to treat us. And then we, you know, for me, I go into, well, that's a whole different section. I talk about strategic offers. We talk about how we're searching for property. I talk about different platforms, right? I have a flow chart that I built that basically is for my super analytical people that basically says, you know, this is where we are right now, right? And we're gonna go search for property. And then this is phase 2, and this is contract to close. This is everything that's gonna happen from contract to close. And you're giving value during the entire time because you're showing them what you're going to do, right? NAR just put out was it last week? I don't know, maybe it was a couple days ago. They're all the reasons why you should use a buyer's agent. It's 155 items on it, I think, or no, 111, sorry. But really great document, you know, insert that. So, and we've got a document to duplicate. You should be able to have somebody else step in your seat and be able to do exactly what you do because you've done it so many times.
Okay, so
Right.
one thing you said that I love, by visiting with them, you're learning their personality type. And like you said, the analytical, you know, DISC, the different types, you're gonna approach them differently based on what you've learned from them. So it's not a one size fits all, even though it's a form, but you have a way to go with it.
Right. But you guys, none of this is rocket science. When you go on a listing appointment, you've got all of this already in place, right? So you just have to reverse it and do it for buyers. You know, talk about how you're searching for property. Yeah, so, yeah, what else?
So it's not just set up an auto search for them, show up at the house, you got it. It's much more, let's go from how so you set up the conversation with them, you know what they're needing. How do you transition into the actual employment agreement?
Well, I'm still building value and I have a document that I've built that's basically like why you should use a buyer's agent. And I mean, you could basically take that NAR page and put it in there and give that, and like, you're just building value the entire time. You know, we have checklists that we do from contract to close. And so you want them to know that like you're working for them. And I always tell people, especially whenever the employment agreement, we're getting all of that signed, the loyalty agreement, I always say, you know, I'm working for you. And so I want you to be happy. And if any time that you aren't happy with something that, you know, any of our services or anything that we've done, you just call or text me and we'll terminate that agreement. Because I believe so much in what we do and how we handle our business.
So how often have you had somebody want to terminate it?
Not very
I was
often,
gonna say, because
not very often.
if you're setting all
But
this.
it's gonna happen. I mean, when you're selling over 200 buyers a year, I mean, it's gonna happen where someone's like, I think I'm gonna go in a different direction. I think I'm gonna rent, right? I can't, this market is, I'm out of the market,
Yeah.
right? And so just making sure that you're meeting people where they are. And if somebody's hiring you to work on their behalf as their fiduciary and you're not doing it, you should be fired.
So this kind of ties into our values or a vision statement at the beginning, customers versus clients. A customer goes into Quick Trip and buys a soda. A client, you're invested in them and you know, and you're looking out for them. And I love that you're, say that phrase again, professional.
I'm a professional, not a pleaser, and I'm a fiduciary, not a functionary. Right? I'm actually the fiduciary for someone buying their largest investment. And, you know, I just think that to me, when all of this came out,
It didn't change anything
it
for you.
didn't change a thing, because this is the standard that we built our business on. Right?
Mhm.
So this is how we run things all the time. And, you know, it's a huge opportunity for everyone to really, really dive deep on, you know, what the 5 things are that you're supposed to do. Lead generate, lead follow up, go on appointments, negotiate contracts, and script and role play, right?
Yeah.
And are you script and role playing? And you should not script and role play on your clients.
Sorry.
Jen's laughing.
We do it all the time.
But it's true.
True.
And what's amazing is whenever you practice and you practice and you practice, anytime that you get an objection, you already know how to handle it.
Because you've been through it. It's like the surgeon does not practice on live people, they practice.
Yeah, expectations eliminate objections. So if you set your expectations, you don't have the objections, right? When you've already answered those questions, this is what's going to happen next. This is what's going to happen next. This is who's going to be reaching out to you next.
So I don't know how many of you saw, I posted a quote from Tommy Choi, who's a great Chicago agent. I think you saw it on there. If you walk in knowing your value, it's a whole different mindset from going, I hope they accept me. And it sounds like you have done this so many times and you've seen it work. So you're confident going in that you're valued. And again, that word's getting overused. I would agree, the value word.
Yeah.
But you know your worth and you know that you're
Well,
there to help them.
And I care. Like, I actually believe in what we do. I'm super passionate about what we do. I'm so thankful to be able to wake up every single day and be able to go help people as they, you know, build lives and build, you know, families, and those are the super rewarding things that we get to do. Now, the past like 2.5, 3 years has been hard. Like, I've dealt with so much debt and death and divorce. I mean, it's been brutal, right? The transactions that we had
You mean
last
clients?
year, yeah, the transactions we had last year have not been fun. It has not been fun. There's been a lot of tears at the closing table, but you know, it's what we do. And when you believe in it so much and you love what you do and they can feel that passion with you and you're in their corner, it just changes everything. And I think that, I mean, I've got stuff going on right now. We've got a closing that's supposed to happen on Thursday, and I'm literally just figuring out solutions, and they're not even gonna know about it, right? They don't, and that's the one thing that I will say that we're all really bad at, is we're all secret agents. We don't tell people what we really are doing.
Yeah.
And then we're posting, oh, I just sold this house in 2 hours, which just devalues us, because it's like, well, why did you even need an agent, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing it to ourselves. So, you know, tell the stories of the hard, right? The solutions that you came up and tell those stories during that strategy session. I think that's really, really important, especially if you've got somebody who's a first-time home buyer and you're trying to explain the market to them. And they're, you know, an FHA or a VA or, you know, whatever that is, let them know what that expectation is of them getting that house, so that you don't get fired because you didn't let them know that they're gonna have to write and possibly lose 3 houses to get one. That's on you, right?
again, back to the conversation at the beginning,
Mhm.
setting the expectations.
Yeah.
Letting them know you're in their corner and it's gonna be tough.
I mean, I would let people know, like, I had an exact same situation and this is how it went, but we did get them the house, but it was hard,
Mhm.
right? It's not HGTV, like, it's not all butterflies and rainbows and everybody gets the house that they want and they're a butterfly maker,
Yes,
right?
my budget's 1.2 million.
And 1.2 million. So-
Any questions for Carrie? Jim?
Right now with the amount of equity that sellers have, how are you dealing with that in your buyer strategy session when you know they have to sell?
We're putting them on the market immediately. So we're just setting expectations with them up front that we're gonna do a 45 to 60-day close and we're gonna line that up on the back end. Or we do the reverse contingencies where we're, it's contingent upon seller finding a house. But we haven't had any problem with that, really. We've won a lot of contingencies. So hasn't been a big deal.
And then the other thing, the Missouri broker disclosure form, and I've said this before, but I'll remind everybody, paragraph 3, the first sentence is, if you want representation in the state of Missouri, you must enter into a contract. So
Yes.
from the buyer side, that's just part of it.
And if you guys don't know this, many states did not have buyer agency agreements. And it's crazy that Missouri does, and we're the one that gets nailed on it.
Well, apparently it was easier to sue in our state than others, so that's why they brought it here. No, real quick though, after this, one of the changes is it will say you cannot show a house without an agreement.
Yeah.
So you might as well get into that habit now. Noah?
How big of a checklist or how long should that buyer's presentation be?
Mine is 40 minutes.
I sat with somebody at a bowl this year and they said yours is like super impressive. Like, I'm a new agent, like how long should mine be?
So I say 40 minutes because I know my capacity for the day. The max appointments I can take in a day is 5, just because that's 40 minutes. Sometimes if it goes over, and then all the prep work that goes on behind the scenes, whenever you got to put it on this CRM, enter it in the database, set it about searches, pass them, there's like all the different things that you have to do. I've had people tell me that theirs is like 2.5 hours and like, I'm sorry, like I would get up and leave. So I think that you have to realize, we meet people where they are and you don't want to be salesy, you want to be educational and professional. And so that sweet spot, if you can have it around that 45-minute, I think is really, really good. You don't want to go too deep into the weeds either, right? Don't scare them, right? They don't know what they don't know. And that's why you're the professional. So if they, like, I've had some people be like, we go all the way into inspections. I mean, kill me. Right? No, we're not gonna do that because I'm going to set your expectations up front on how we're going to handle your inspections. And that's also my value add, right? That's part of it, is that I'm gonna answer those questions. I'm gonna do all of your lender interfacing. So you don't have to. I want you literally to put the house under contract and pack. And I'm gonna handle the rest of it for you, right? That's my value add.
I don't know if you said this, I think you had before, but I'm gonna paraphrase this. I think she says, I want to ask you 100 questions and show you 5 houses instead of ask you 5 questions and show you 100 houses.
Yeah.
And that's where what you're saying, if you slow down now, it helps you on the backside because everything's moving easier.
Yeah, I actually wrote a class that said there are nine different times during the transaction that you can lose trust with a buyer.
Really?
Yeah. And one of them is showing too many houses. You think that you're being the professional by, oh, this one just came on the market, let's go look at it. Every time you show them a house that they don't buy, they lose trust in you, whether they believe it or not. Right? So they're just like, well, why am I here? But whenever you can call and you can be like, hey, did something change with your search? Because I noticed that that's in a completely different school district. Did you know that? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that the line's like right there. Okay, it's when you go and show a house, you're disrupting everyone. You're disrupting your schedule, the buyer's schedule, the seller's schedule, the agent's schedule, right? The dog's schedule. You're disrupting everybody. And it's all because you want to run and jump and not be the professional and like let people. I have talked people out of houses, right? And I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. My pipeline's big enough for that. And I want them to trust me. Cause I don't have commission breath. I don't care if you buy this house today or if you buy something in 2 years from now. I'm still gonna be doing this. I'm still gonna be your agent, right? I want to be that person for you. And they know that because I tell them and they feel it, right?
Any other questions?
I love that she said, and I think everybody ought to take this to heart. We're entering a professionals market. So you can't just practice anymore. You know, you need to be there as a professional, have that buyer strategy makes the best sense in the world.
And you need to know the buyer agency agreement, I call it a loyalty agreement, like the back of your hand. It happened to us at the Greater Heartland. I was speaking at that and somebody said, role play your thing. And I literally don't have a document in my hand. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? So when you know it that well, and you know the contract that well, it makes everything so much easier too, right? Bo is one of my showing partners and he's continued on. He literally has the contract sitting next to his desk and he reads one page every morning. And then he reads the next page every morning. He reads the next page every morning. Because he wants to be able to answer any question that you have, because with Dot Loop, people don't know what they're signing and they don't listen. Right? How many times do you put something under contract and you run through the entire thing? Okay, purchase price, concessions, closing date, we're gonna do inspections, it's contingent upon inspections, financing, appraisal. We're also gonna have it be contingent upon your house selling, da, 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 da. You get it under contract and they call and what happens if the inspections are there? They didn't listen to you at all, right? It's the whole problem of not sitting down and writing the offer in front of them. It's one of my favorite things to do. When people are like, can I come in person and write this offer? I love it. Yes. Okay, and can you do it upside down? Right? When you're listing a $600,000 house and you're like, okay, yeah, you're gonna pick me? Oh, you're gonna pick me? That's what's
Wow.
going on in your head,
I didn't
right?
think I did this far.
So you're sliding it across and then when you spin it around and you're going that, and you're explaining everything, when you turn around, you're like, oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, that's this. What is it doing to the other person? Right? So same thing with buyers. You have them come in for the strategy session, you're getting the document signed every time. You're gonna have to have it signed from now on. I think that's one of the big things that we're trying to figure out is that how are we gonna be tracking all of our conversion metrics? Because we're gonna have 100% signatures. So how do we know if we're winning? If every single buyer signs something, how do you know when you're winning? How do you figure out if it's a skill, a person, or a system that you're losing on, right? Those are all measurable things, but if you're not tracking them, you don't know that. And if all of a sudden you're going from a 74% conversion on your signatures to 100%, what is that gonna do for your business, right? So that you know that you're doing the right things to move the business forward and you're not just writing a bunch of contracts and showing a bunch of houses, right? That's like crazy mode. Does that make sense? You guys are all, it's just a bunch of eyes.
I would jump to, this is my favorite screen always. This is what we end everything with. From what you've heard today, what are your action items?
I'm going to contracts class so I can read it upside down. What's that?
I would go to a contract class every quarter if you can. Because it reinforces it and you hear it over and over and it gets to you. What other things are we gonna do?
I was gonna say the same thing.
I'm gonna print it out and start reading it regularly.
Yeah. Yeah, I could basically, let's be like, oh, that's section 70, line 177. Like, I know every single line. I love it when an agent's like, well, that's not what the contract says. I'm like, oh, watch this. It's my favorite.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. The meeting appeals to a lot of you. ADHD is your superpower. We're gonna have the head of KW ADHD zooming in with us, Tyler Elstrom. You're gonna love it. Make sure you're here, bring a friend. Thank you again for being here and go learn those contracts. Have a great day. Thank you so much.